Okay, I'm going to talk to you about the Key Stage 4 business course, kind of how it's laid out and everything like that. I'm Mr. Filer, I'm the head of business. So the business course we have in Key Stage 4 is a BTEC, and the way that's different to a GCSE is that the way it's assessed. So GCSE, you would study, and then have your exam at the end. With a BTEC, you do a chunk of work, that component then gets assessed through coursework or an exam, and then you do the next piece of work, and it will relate to previous stuff, but you won't get assessed on the same things. What that means in reality is that you don't have to remember so much stuff because it won't all come up in an exam at the end. It's just about the stuff you've most recently done. The way the course is kind of laid out is there's two bits of coursework. So the first bit, you will be given a local business and you can ask the business owner a load of questions about it. You get a research pack and then you turn it into a big chunk of work. Component 2, you will come up with your own business idea that you could run if someone gave you £50 and at the age that you're at with the skills that you're at, that kind of thing. And then you would present that business idea to a camera and then evaluate that, and that's your second bit of coursework, so it's a bit more kind of hands-on. And then the third component is an exam, and that's 40% of the marks overall, and you're asked about finance and marketing. In what that looks like for year 10 and then year 11 is that in year 10 we'll look at component 1 and then component 2 and get those two bits done out of the way, and then in the second year in year 11 you will be able to retake one of those components, so whichever one you feel like you need to redo again, and then you'll do the component 3 exam. What this means is you get a chance to up the marks that you would get before you finally take the exam at the end. It also means, because there's so much coursework before you get to the exam, you've got a fair idea of what kind of marks you need to get the grades that you need to get. So they're the kind of three components. In terms of how they're assessed, the first one, we'll kind of get through here. The first one is that you get given a business that you can ask questions at, so that you can interview the business owner. You get a research pack in the first case as well, and you come up with this report. It can be quite a lengthy report, between sort of 2,000-3,000 words. Some students did 5,000 this year, about how that business can make decisions, what you can improve in that business, the kind of what impacts been had on the business, all those kind of things. To get this really meaty piece of work that a lot of students are really proud of. When you print it off afterwards and it's all these pages long, students really see the benefit of that, having that large piece of work there. So that's component 1. Component 2 is when you come up with your own business ideas, and then you present that idea. So when you've done this in the past, if it's an idea that is practicable, so not something like car washing and dog walking, but if it's something like an activity day or smoothies, that kind of thing, we can practice those in school and kind of have that trial there. But basically you'll come up with 2 ideas to start with, refine those into one idea, present that idea, and then do an evaluation on it. And that comes, you end up then with a business plan that you could put forward and then do that business, because you'll be the right age for it and you only need £50 kind of startup costs. So that's the second piece of coursework. It's very sort of student-led, that one. And then the third piece of assessed work, at least, is an exam. And it's not a huge exam because it's only 40% of the grade. It's kind of a mix of maths stuff. So you see down here where we've got some financial documents we need to fill out, some graphs, that kind of thing, or to do with marketing. So what the message, the medium is here, advantages and disadvantages of certain things. Basically what you'll come out with is an understanding of how the world works in terms of marketing and finance. You learn about credit cards and ordering process and different methods of advertising, different costs, different budgets, that kind of thing. They're all good skills, all 3 of these. So being able to research and put together a proposal, a plan, an idea, decision making, coming up with your own business plan and presenting, and this kind of finance and marketing type of stuff. This is all stuff you'll need in the future anyway, and it's not just something that you need for business. So this is going to be good regardless of like if you go into to study business in the future or any other subject. And when you get into employment as well, it's super, super beneficial. The kind of expectations that you need in order to do well in this course is that there's some elements of individual work, and you sort of sat there getting on with work, and that needs to be something you're good at. But also group work too. So we'll be working with other people in some of the aspects and some of the tasks that you do. So you need to be reliable as well. You can't just be someone who is quite selfish. You need to be able to be sort of computer literate. Obviously, I'll teach you some of these things, but you need to be able to use Word, PowerPoint, Excel, those kind of things, because we will use those for the coursework. The event component 2, the the business plan, you need to be able to present to camera. There doesn't need to be an audience there. There's no expectation of that in the spec, but there does need to be a camera, obviously videoing what you're doing. So make sure that you are able to present to a camera. You need to be able to speak with actual business people and be able to ask some questions without being all shy. And it's a really, really good idea to be able to engage with current affairs and that kind of stuff in the real world. So listen to the news, see what's going on in business, economics, those kind of things. In terms of what you can do moving forward with this, so you can study level 3 business, so A-level business, finance and enterprise at a sixth form or college. And then in terms of going into the future, you will have made a business plan before, so you can come up with your own sort of self-employment in the future. Or if you've got evidence of the impacts on decision making, so it might be that management is something you lead to in the future. If you have any other questions about how the course runs and everything like that, just let me know, send me a message on class charts or email me, or find me in school to speak to me too. Okay, thank you.